Rivers and streams are vital sources of fresh water for both domestic and industrial use worldwide. Water sources can be of benefit if well protected because these sources protect nature and communities, since they serve as homes for many marine and submarine species like fish and other animals who live in and along the river sources and banks. On the other hand, protected rivers also act as critical landmarks for human communities. They hence serve the communities with water for domestic purposes and make riverside communities more resilient to flood risk. They also promote healthy living, whereby protected rivers improves water quality, promotes healthy living, providing a safe place for recreation and clean sources of drinking water. Moreover, our local economies are greatly enhanced upon flowing water sources. They provide real opportunities for economical renewal and growth. Through increased tourism and recreation-related items like equipment such as boats and bicycles, among others, on protected riverside and impacting economies positively. Meanwhile, protection of water sources has been attributed to a number of reasons, such as agricultural purposes, whereby human beings use river water for irrigation and livestock usage. In this regard, the livestock greatly thrive. Meanwhile, protection of water sources has been attributed to a number of reasons, such as agricultural purposes, where human beings use river water for irrigation and livestock usage. In this regard, the livestock greatly thrive. The protection of water points like rivers and streams is meant to promote quality of water for human consumption, as well as protecting the river's ecosystem. Protection of marine environment is also geared towards keeping water pollution out of bay. This ensures a clean ecosystem that is free for aquaculture and submarine living. Furthermore, the cultures and beliefs of various societies are well shaped, whereby they use the rivers during their cultural practices like circumcision and baptism by the riverside and inside the river. Water transport has also been made efficient and successful in rivers. In this regard, canoes, motorboats, among other transportation implements have made this possible. Nearly 2 billion people around the world lack access to clean drinking water due to water pollution. This accounts to deaths of more than 1.8 million people every year due to diarrhea-related diseases. Among them are children below the age of 5, which is 9% and mostly in developing countries. This is according to research done by the World Health Organization in 2021. The World Health Organization report also shows that an estimated 2.4 billion people have no access to basic sanitation, and it is estimated that annually 4 million cases of diarrhea, corresponding to 2.2 million infant mortality rate for children under the age of 5 due to use of contaminated water. It is also reported that 10% of people living in developing world have intestinal worms due to contaminated water. The report further shows that in Africa, 319 million people have no access to clean water, similarly to 695 million of people lack access to sanitation. It is estimated that 17 million Kenyans, which is 43% of the total population, lack access to safe drinking water, despite efforts made by the government through policies instruments to ensure sustainable access to safe drinking water and basic sanitation to all. Most rivers in Kenya are polluted by poor sanitation, agrochemicals, siltations, leaking sewers, effluent discharge from industries. Uasin Gishu County is one of the 47 counties in Kenya located in Rift Valley, and Eldoret is the major town in Uasin Gishu County. Did you know that Eldoret is a Maasai word, Eldoret meaning stony river? This is in reference to Sosiani River. Sosiani River is the major river that runs through Eldoret town. The river is formed after Two Rivers Dam located 6 kilometers away from Eldoret town, the home of champions. Two Rivers Dam is as a result of two rivers, that is Kipsinende and Kaptagan, and the dam is where activities like fishing takes place. There is a barrier at the dam that holds water and prevents overflowing during every rainy seasons. It is therefore after this barrier that water flows down to form a stony river known as Sosiani River. River Sosiani, which now takes off from Two Rivers Dam, is in Uasin Gishu County and ends to Nzoia River in Webuye, Bungoma County, and the river is 67 kilometers long. Sosiani River diffuses Eldoret town, draining effluents openly discharged into the environment from the county market, hotels, industries, influence treatment plants, motor vehicles, garages, slaughterhouses, storm water and facilities along riparian corridors. Further, it flows through informal settlements in Huruma and Langas, estates where sanitation is poor. Eldoret town has experienced rapid urbanization and population. This affects efficient provision of social amenities like sewerage services and garbage. Ultimately, this might affect the physiochemical and microbiological water quality, which affects the river ecosystem functions, water use, human and environmental health. There have been cases of diarrhea, typhoid, intestinal worms, and cases of respiratory diseases treated in Uasin Gishu County Hospital alone. Pathogens in water cause waterborne diseases if such water is not treated and consumed untreated. Eldoret being a town, the river suffers waste drainage like plastics that have accumulated inside the river, hence blocking the water and polluting it. Other waste includes people dumping diapers inside the river carelessly and sewage water entering the river. However, the river has endured all this for long and continues to flow towards the end. The river has really sacrificed for Nzoia River despite all the setbacks it faces like drought. According to Eric Angwenyi, the head of casual laborers in Kapsaret Tree Nursery, for many years the river has never dried up completely. It has perennially remained one of the largest sources of water for River Nzoia, and this makes it an important catchment area within and out of Uasin Gishu. There are crime cases reported like murder and robbery along the river over the years. For instance, a mutilated body of a 1-year-old child was found alongside River Sosiani last year, and the river continues to endure all kinds of evil as it serves the people of Uasin Gishu. There are important activities taking place in this river, and the river has endured it all through, and it benefits its people like irrigation, where it's the major source of water used in Kenya for a service, encapsulated tree nursery, whereby they have also stored water in our water tanks to enhance the irrigation and watering of seedlings. They use this water to water their seedlings every day, in the morning and in the evening, and even during summer, and therefore facilitating the growth of seedlings in all seasons, and the river has been able to endure and provide water.
Kwa majina naitwa Eric Yangwenyi. Mimi ni team leader kwa hii kazi tunafanya ya tree nursery. Mahali tuko hapa inaitwa ni Kenya Forest Service under Kapsaret Station. Kwa hivyo mimi ni team leader pamoja na wenzangu Kasho Lebala, na kwa sasa tunafanya kazi ya upanzi, kwa Kiingereza inaitwa breaking out. Ile mbegu tunatoa kutoka kwa nursery yenye ikishamea ile ndogo changa, sasa tunaiweka transfer, tunaingiza kwa tube. Sasa kadri tunapoendelea kuipanda hivi, hii miti inahitaji maji mingi. Sasa tunapoipanda hivi, baada ya kuipanda kwa tube moja kwa tube, tutaleta maji tuinyunyushie ndio ipate nguvu ya kumea. Maji tunatumia hapa kwa kumwagia hizi seedlings. Tunatoa mto Sosiani, na mto Sosiani iko karibu na iko na continuous flow of water. Sasa hiyo ndio tunatoa pale tukitumia, inatusaidia kwa kunyunyushia hizi miti. Wapo tutakuwa na changamoto ya kunyunyushia miti maji, which means miti ikikosa maji kawaida itakauka. Sasa ndio hii miti survive mpaka ikue imalize ule muda inastahili kumaliza nursery for ready for plantation. Rasma inahitaji maji, kunyunyushia miti maji, alafu ndio ifike season. Ikifika ile season ya upanzi na tena wakati wa mvua, kwa sababu huo ndio unakuanga wakati mzuri wa kupanda ya wakati kuna mvua, msimu wa mvua. Huo ndio season mzuri ya upanzi wa miti, ku transfer from nursery to forest, simali na stahili kupandwa. Haya maji hayaishi hata ingawa kuna kiangazi. Ukiangalia hivi imepungua na tu inapungua, lakini haishi. Sasa wakati tunafanya planting sasa hizi seedlings hivi, na iwapo itakosa maji ama ikose kumea ama kwa singine inaweza kauka takiwa kwa nursery, kwa sababu ya kuna wadudu singine, kuna wadudu huwa wanakula hizi miti changa. Sasa hiyo pia inaweza cause wakati tunapanda hivi na nakula moja. Sasa inabidi tunatoa zingine nursery mahali tumesiweka, sile hizo seedlings tunazileta tukifanya replacement kwa sile zenye zimekauka. Haya maji ni muhimu sana kwa upanzi na kukua kwa miti. Ndio hii miti ikue, lazima inahitaji hiyo maji. Isaita wakati wa msimu sasa tunatumia hii maji ya Sosiani wakati hakuna mvua, kama wakati wa msimu wa kiangazi. Lakini sasa wakati kama sasa ikinyesha vile sasa imenyesha jana, sasa kazi ya nursery inabadilika, inakuwa inkucha ingine ya kutoa weeding, ingine ya planting vile tunapanda hivi sasa. Kwa hivyo kazi ni mingi tu ndio miti ikue. Nafanya sasa kufanya nursery ndio miti ikue.
Many business people in Eldoret town, for example the shoe sellers, have been using this sauce to wash and clean their shoes before they take them to the market for sale.
naitwa Victor. Unaweza pia unaniita Marwete. Maji inapata tu hapa free of charge hapa kutoka River Sosiani.
Okay.
Yeah, so hatukuona need ya kununua maji when there is maji could be to be utilized. Kwa hapa ni kutoka from last year. Yeah.
So haya maji
juu to start with, kitambo najua this bridge ilikuwa ile side ingine. Na before maji kuje ivute hiyo bridge iende nayo, there was a bridge side ya ile huko nyingine. Yeah, hiyo bridge ilikuwa na connect Kipkaren na town. But because maji ilivute kaenda nayo, so we opted to come inside. Juu sasa by barabara divert kuja huko. Yeah, that's why venye tulipata huko. But before then tulikuwa huko ile side ingine. Unajua kama kwa industrialization ama anything, juu hapa tunafanya value addition. Hizi nimetumba zinatoka zimechafuka. Sasa zikitoka kwa vina zimechafuka, so tunafanya value addition. Unajua maji inatusaidia kufanya value addition. Yeah, so that we approach na customer wanaiona as a good product. Kwa value added. So maji inatusaidia sana. So unajua this water is part of the environment. Sindio? So we are against the environment pollution. Juu kama sio mimi nimekuwa affected due to the environment pollution, mwingine atakuwa affected. Na mimi na depend kwa mwingine na depend kwangu. So in case the other party is affected, hata mimi nitakuwa affected in one way or another. Maybe atakuwa customer wangu. That's why I encourage maji tukiyatumia, juu maji is there to be used. We can use them kama wengine wanatumia kuifanya irrigation ile side nyingine. Kuna watu wamepanda mboga huko, miti, unaona, sasa ndogo. Kuna wenye wako na tree seed beds huko wanazitumia. So in case ikuwe polluted, maybe chemical pollution, unajua inaenda ku affect hiyo mimea yao. Mimi pia nikiosha hivi na iko na chemical inaweza ni affect kwa skin yangu, unaona. Mwingine pia anatumia kuogea huko, unaona. Sasa maji inatumiwa na watu wengi. Na mimi niko hii part nyingine, maji bado inateremka. Juu I'm told inaenda to Kipkaren River, inaenda River Nzoia. So in case iko polluted this side, maanisha dhulumu wale watu wengine in one way or another. But kama tukiconserve, na hii sasa ni cumulative, tunaifanya cumulative. Si ati tunafanya wengine pollute na wengine wasipollute. So we urge all people waitumie, conserve. At least that's why hata Eldoret hawezi allow sewage mwagwe hapo before treatment.
Apart from washing, young men around the water source in this town use the water to wash their cars, motorcycles and bicycles, and the river has never ceased to flow. Thus it has endured all this throughout the years.
Niitwaje Koresh, mkaji hapa. Ningependa kusema kuwa maji imesaidia sana. Unapata unakuja kuosha gari hapa na pikipiki. Sometimes unapata watu wengi wanaogelea. Sometimes wanafua. Kama sometimes watoto wanafua samaki hapa. Na hii maji inasaidia sana. Juu kama maji yale wasipokuwa tunatumia kufua na mambo zingine, yani inaweza fulia na inaweza osha na nyumba.
Further, the communities around the source bring their cattle in River Sosiani while others come to fetch the water for their cattle at home. And it is certain that the river is able to accommodate and endure all the healthy and unhealthy use of its water. Apart from many activities taking place in this river, the water is harmful for human consumption due to contamination.
Tukunywi. Tuseme tu kwa mahitaji, tuseme kuosha nyumba na kufua nguo tu peke yake, hizo tu. Kuna matakataka mingi, sometimes hata tunakuja kutupa takataka, tunapata pampa zinatoka huko juu.
We try to reach the organization in charge of the environment, that is the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, concerning the pollution of the river, but they were not willing to talk about it. However, we can still take action to conserve our rivers for better tomorrow. Otherwise, if we cannot take action, the water will not only become harmful to animals, but to human beings too. Reporting from River Sosiani, Uasin Gishu County, Eldoret, I am Lynn Simati.